What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, coming to y'all with a quick video. We're going to talk about another team that has been disappointing us this year, and it's the Miami Heat, only winning 3 games after coming out of the East and competing with the best team in the NBA, the Los Angeles Lakers, and really making it look like they're an elite team, even in the bubble, even in the playoffs, pretty much beating everybody that was out there besides the Lakers. And, you can say that, it could have a layover, but you can't really say it because the Lakers have new talent around LeBron and Anthony Davis, and they still have been able to get off to a great start. I know they didn't have the hardest schedule, but you still got to beat whatever you can beat, and you gotta take advantage of those games and those situations so that way you can have a good record. You gotta be able to split with the great teams and beat the other teams pretty consistently if you want to be a playoff team in the high seed. I did have the Miami Heat being higher than currently and playing better, because I do think it was more of an advantage to be able to play, in my personal opinion, in the bubble and come right back. I know they have some veterans, but if anything, this team is young, and they was playing their best basketball because of the bubble, being able to focus on your game, being able to put a lot of practice in, and being able to go out there and play pretty consistently. You would think that they'd be more ready. You would think they'd be more fired up, especially after losing in the finals the way they did. And you would think that they would come out, firing on all cylinders, because everybody else looked rusty and got so much new talent on teams that they pretty much brought back the same guys that were just going to war and playing their best basketball. And it's not even 3 months later, they back playing again. So obviously that didn't happen. Jimmy Butler missing games is one of the reasons too they struggled. Um, but at the same time, their defense looked decent. I think that that's something they need to, really lock down on, because if they can slow the game down and they can force turnovers and they can make teams really milk the clock and take a tough shot, especially if it's a mid-range jumper or a contested three, then Miami will be fine. Their offense has been way worse than people thought. Their young players haven't come through for them. Their young players haven't been able to knock down shots consistently, which, happens, especially when you rely on a lot of jumpers. It's the toughest thing to do is shoot jumpers, especially if you're going to take a lot of them. But nobody thought they had struggled the way they're struggling now. Jimmy Butler has been in and out, but when he has played, he hasn't been that aggressive Jimmy Butler. He has still been that passive Jimmy Butler, and we know that a lot of times he turned down shots or he just don't want to shoot, and that has been affecting his field goal percentage so far. And the biggest bright spot for them is Bam. Bam gets a max extension, and he's playing his best basketball probably of his career, and that's what you want to see. And he's not scared of the outside shot. He's still facilitating. He's still being able to set screens to get guys open and to get guys in their spots. And he's a huge part of what they do. But it is good to see the growth and development and the outstanding play from Bam. But Eric Spoelstra is a genius. We know he's a great coach. We know that him and the organization demand greatness. We know that they want, to take everything serious, because this is a business. This is professionals. And I think that eventually, once they start finding their groove and once things like the ball falls for their jump shots, they'll be back where they should be, which is at the top of the beast. So they got off to a way worse start than I thought, but so have a lot of other teams. And we'll see where they are 10 or 20 games from now when, everything is flowing. Everybody knows who they are. Everybody start getting game plan for her. And we know that this is a team that really takes things serious, and they're going to make sure they have advantages. They're going to make sure they're prepared for every game. And once guys start going back to how they used to play, they will eventually become one of the top teams in the East. But this is one of the problems they had last year, was scoring the ball, inconsistency. Especially when you're a team that shares the ball a lot and you're a team that takes a lot of jumpers. You have the ability to get off to a bad start. You have the ability to lose close games, or you have the ability not to be able to be in games. And, if you're going to pass the ball a lot and you're not going to have a guy you can go to get your bucket consistently, or a guy you can consistently run your offense who can give you high percentage shot, but he also can take over games, you can fall in the middle. And, the thing about them, Gordon Dragic started getting hot. Jimmy was able to step up throughout series, and Bam was able to take over too. So they never had that guy that was dominant consistently, but guys was able to do that for them consistently. But they had to do it together, and they had to do it depending on the series and the matchup. And that's something that's different for the Heat because they're not locked in and focused on one team every single night because you're going against different teams throughout the week, throughout the night. Some games you're playing back to back, but those are crapshoots because some teams are going to be more prepared, some teams are going to be more hungry, and sometimes you might not have it that night compared to losing one game and still having multiple games to play the same team and be able to make adjustments and preparation. And you get to figure them out and you get to know their strengths and their weaknesses because that's the only team you have to play over and over again compared to playing all different teams throughout the week. So, you know, that's something that I think really affects them too. But other than that, I don't really expect the Heat to struggle that much as the season goes on. If they continue to defend at the level that they're defending and do it consistently, plus, get everybody healthy and everybody where they need to be, I think that the defense will carry a lot of their offense if they're not making their shots throughout games. And that's how you have to win. You might have to ugly it up. You might have to be aggressive, and you might have to be, productive on both sides of the court. But the offense, I kind of figure was a problem when you don't have guys you can rely on every single night to give you a certain amount of points consistently. And we even seen that in the bubble. Robinson struggled. Sometimes Hero struggled, and they paid when those guys wasn't making shots, but they was basically unstoppable when they was. And that's something that they're going through right now, as they haven't really been able to shoot the ball consistently or well. And those are games that you most likely will lose. The best part about it is you got 72 games, so you have a lot of games to balance that out. And like we all know, they have the ability to make a trade to find another piece or get another guy that can probably fix and patch up a lot of the holes in their team, which they basically have to do at this point because you don't want to get off to such a bad start. I know you have the play-in games, but you're basically playing in for a lower seed. And in the East, as we see, the top seeds are some of the best teams in the entire league. So you don't want to be stuck doing that, honestly and truthfully. So, you want to be able to get that record within the top five. And this Heat team basically compete with any other team, whether it's the Celtics, whether it's Philly, whether it's the Bucks, which they beat last year. They either on the same level or a little bit better, especially in the playoffs. When, like I said, you focusing and locking in on Pacific teams. So, to me, if you're a Heat fan, don't panic. Don't get frustrated. Y'all went through some small minor things already, but y'all 2-3 game win streak from being back in the playoffs and being the top seed in the Eastern Conference. And, you're not going to really bet against the Heat. You're not going to really bet against Spoelstra for finding a recipe for success with this particular team and getting y'all back to one of the elite teams in the East, which y'all are. So, some little minor injuries and some guys missing time and, some fit issues and some shots not falling. That's part of the game. That's something that you can't really change. It's either you're making the shots or not. It's a make or miss league. It's either the shots are falling or they're not, and all you can do is continue to have the same approach. You continue to have the same game, and just rely that these guys will be more reliable than they're not, and just live with the results. And that's what the Heat are going to basically have to do at the end of the day. But other than that, check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for everybody that checks it out. Thanks for everybody that likes it. Thanks for everybody that enjoys it. Also, if you want to buy merchandise, you can buy merchandise on my Facebook page. You can change the color of the shirt, change the color of the hat, pick it to the way you want it to be and mention me not get it shipped out to you. You can also buy merchandise exclusively on my Spreadshirt. There you can find merchandise you won't find anywhere else, but on there. Not only that, if you don't want to buy any merchandise, like and share. Like and sharing allows the channel to be reached by more people. The more people that see it, the more people are reached, the better it is for me, and it helps the channel continually grow. But not only that, feel free to comment, read every single comment. New to the channel, I upload 7 days a week throughout the whole year. So if you love basketball content, whether it's breakdowns of legends, players, rookies, or even summer league coverage, summer league breakdowns, top 10 lists, free agency, playoff predictions, season previews, and even you know, discussions of the hottest topics and either, covering specific topics. I got you covered. And if you don't believe me, have over 2,000 videos for you to watch and see. And you can become a fan just by watching this one and other ones. And you can tell people how you feel about it. And, that helped the channel out too. So other than that, Quinn Wade, basketball analysis signing out, and I'm hoping you guys have a good day as we are back to the weekend, and I will be seeing you guys hopefully tomorrow with another one. Peace out.